Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today. I'm Spiguyver, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today I'm out here to show you guys a new piece of gear. This is my Lite AF Curve 35 liter backpack. I've had it now for a few weeks and I've gotten out on a couple of trips, gotten to really put it through its paces and see how it feels, how I like packing it, and it is a custom piece. A lot of their stuff is custom done. All of their backpacks are custom done. So we're going to take a look at what I had done, what options are available, and what this backpack is all about. So why don't you guys join me? Let's go. All right guys, thanks for joining me out here. I wanted to show off this amazing piece of custom gear that I had made for 2019. So 2018, Lite AF kind of came on the scene and a lot of people started using their stuff. And I wanted to know what it was all about. So I started looking at some of their things, got to see a couple of pieces, and I was just really impressed as I started watching videos and people started showing the details of the pieces of gear, of how well they were constructed, and just the options, the way that you could really have it customized to you. So I had been using my Appalachian Ultralight reach around pack, which I liked, but there were a few little things about it that kind of bothered me, that I didn't like, that weren't perfect. And so I decided, hey, let's reach out to Chris and Lite AF and see if they can make me the perfect backpack, the one I'm really looking for. And so that's where this came in. So this is a 35 liter curve backpack, and it has some options that many of them out there don't have. But just generalities, it's a 35 liter backpack. That is the main pocket. It has this stretchy mesh back panel, which I really love. You can stuff a lot of stuff in here. It just becomes cavernous. You can just keep shoving stuff down in there. One of my favorite pieces. This was one of the things that was really missing off of my last backpack, and I was glad I was getting on this one. Very nice, large, generous side pockets. Use those for either water bottles or, like I normally do, I've got a cook kit down in this side. Full cook kit, fuel, everything fits down in there, no problem. I mean, I can stick my hand down in there and still not get to the bottom. Has little cinch locks on there so you can pack it down. I've got my Lite AF Cuban fiber stuff sack for my my cook kit right there, and then I can just shove other stuff in there. But you can see those are pretty cavernous side pockets, and you can cinch them down so that you've got everything secure in there. It's got a little V at the bottom right here, kind of sewn in, that allows, if it was raining, water to get down there and then run out, so it's not going to be a problem. Construction of the backpack is with a 2.92 ounce hybrid Dyneema fabric. It's got a 210 denier ripstop with a 3D mesh on one side and closed cell foam inside. We'll talk more about those details. The bottom of all of their packs is made with a 5.0 ounce hybrid, the DCF, just to add a little bit more durability when you're setting it down on the ground, dragging it around, trying to get stuff out of there, rearranging it. So why don't we take a look at some of the details of this, and we'll walk through some of the custom features that I had added on this pack for me. Okay, here is my pack. This is, as I said before, a Lite AF pack. All of these are custom done packs. You have to go in and pick out all of your pieces individually to put together what is yours. So I went with a special print the fabric from Dutchware Gear of the skulls pattern and had that done for my side pockets on each side. And I had it done on my fanny pack, which I will show you guys in just a few minutes. But you can see the size of this. I mean, I've got my hand here. I mean, this thing is a big stretchy mesh pocket back here. Great for all of that wet gear at the end of the day, shoving it in there. On the sides, it has a cinch system. Now, this is not a shock cord, so it isn't stretchy, but it does provide a good compression system that you can really cinch it down and make sure that this thing doesn't move on your back at all. Now, the top is a roll top, just like any standard dry bag would be. It's got the clip system. Open it up, roll it, and then it inside has two snaps. So you can see one snap here, the other snap here. So unlike some of the other ones I've had that had the Velcro, this one just has the two snaps. One-handed, pretty easy to work. And then it becomes pretty cavernous inside. Great attention to detail. All of the seams throughout the entire pack are seam sealed. So you can see here, it's been seam taped. And so it does make it a little bit more waterproof. You know, DCF is a waterproof fabric. And so, you know, this really does give you the opportunity to really pack your stuff and not worry about it getting wet. Now, I still do use a pack liner, as I've said before. Now, one of the things I wanted in this, and let me turn it so that we can see, is I wanted a spot to put my wallet or ID, keys, whatever. And so what they came up with was they sewed in two loops. Let's zoom in so you can see these loops. Okay, right here, they've got a couple of loops sewn in, and then these clip systems with another DCF bag, also by Lite AF, with a waterproof zipper on it. And so that way I can store my stuff in there and it's not going anywhere. So you can see, very cavernous, very roomy down inside of there. 35 liters, and that's just the main compartment. Then you have both the mesh outer and your large two side pockets. Okay, I've got this thing laying here flat so you can see it kind of spread out. These are really nice shoulder straps. They're 3 inches wide. They've got the daisy chain webbing system on there, which I use to put on some shock cord with a barrel lock. And what that does is it gives me somewhere that I can put both my water bottles. So the top of the water bottle can go through here, the bottom through here, and also on the opposite side, I can do my GoPro. So if I'm wanting to carry my GoPro and not have it in there. Okay, so these are very, very comfortable shoulder straps. They're a 3/8 inch closed cell foam with the 210D grid stop on one side and the 1/4 inch 3D spacer mesh on the back side. And you can see very nice stitching all through there. Very nicely done. Very nice shoulder straps that really, really take the load very, very well. Adjustments are down on the ends here, and it uses a little bit harder of a webbing strap that comes all the way down and is attached at a little triangle piece here, right at the water bottle holder and the back of the backpack itself. Very nice, secure piece. The stitching is very nice there. No problems whatsoever. Now, one of the options that I went with to just increase the load capability, because this 35 liter is rated to a 20-pound load. So in order to increase that, what I've done is I had them sew in some loops and add this shock cord system with a barrel lock down here so you can adjust it, so that I could slide 4 pieces of a Z-rest that's cut to my back length in here. And what that does is it helps to create a almost like a foam stay system there, and it's just a back pad that distributes the weight a little bit better and gives you a little bit more comfort when you're carrying a slightly heavier load. Plus, I like to have that with me so that in the wetter or winter time, I can use that as a sit pad when I'm sitting out. Okay, so I kind of mentioned it before, but if you take a look at the backpack, right here you have two loops. So you've got one right here, and you've got another one right here. And what those allow you to do is switch out what type of hip belt you're going to use. So you could use the traditional type hip belt, which is the fully padded one, or you could go with something like what I really like here. This is the Fanny Pack system, or you could go with the 1-inch webbing system, or the way I have it set up right now, no hip belt whatsoever. So you can really fine-tune this and get the options and set it up exactly the way you want. So I wanted to show you guys the options of the hip belt. So it has a chest strap, goes across, and it's movable. You can move it up or down, whatever, to suit you. It's totally adjustable so that you can cinch it in where you want it. This is where it works best for me. So you can see how it fits on my back, how it rides. It carries very, very nicely. And it is a very lightweight backpack. So my build with the Fanny Pack comes in at 12.4 ounces. So the average range for the 35 liter is between 13 and 20 ounces, depending on what options you get with it. Here is mine. Fits really, really well. So these wider, a little bit more firm shoulder straps really do help to distribute the weight and make it a more comfortable backpack. The last backpack I had, these were really flimsy and sometimes they folded over on me. And so I wanted something a little bit more secure, a little bit more solid. And so this has really done the trick. Plus these are a little bit wider, so they distribute the weight a little bit better. So let's take a look at this with one of the other options on. Let's take a look at the Fanny Pack, which is my favorite. Okay, so right now I have it set up with the Fanny Pack on there. And what's nice is this Fanny Pack has this mesh area up here that I've got an iPhone 8 Plus, and it fits perfectly in there. I can take my camera, put it down in here. If I have any food or anything that I want throughout the day, anything that I want easy access to, I just put it in here. It's got a waterproof zipper. It's made of the DCF material, so it is waterproof, at the very least highly water resistant. What I've found is I was a little bit concerned because it's just a 1-inch webbing strap, and I've got other backpacks that have used just a 1-inch webbing strap, and I didn't like the way it dug into my hips and it kind of dug in. But here's the cool thing about this. Because of this larger piece with the Fanny Pack here, and because of the backpack itself, when you tighten it and really cinch it down, it pulls from here and the back, and you don't really feel it digging in at all, and it becomes extremely, extremely comfortable to the point where I can really put the weight on my hips, keep it off of my shoulders quite a bit, and just be extremely comfortable for long days. I've used this for bushwhacking, big time scrambling, almost rock climbing, and it has stayed comfortable and secure to my back. If I need to, I can tighten everything down and really keep it nice and secure on me, and it feels great. So let's take a look at it. I'll take this one off and put the actual padded hip belt on, and we'll take a look at that one as well. Okay, so here, now you can see with those two little loops that are located here, I can attach, and I don't have it cinched, I don't have it completely locked, but I'm able to put this on to show you guys. This is the fully padded hip belt, and so this is going to be what, if I'm going out for a heavier trip, this is what I'm going to use along with my Z-Rest back pad in there to really help distribute the weight as well as it possibly can. Now, this is an option that I got, even though I've got a 35 liter, that he only offers on the 40 liter, are these belts and a semi-padded sewn-in hip belt. So for the 35 liter, you can either get the Fanny Pack option, which I just showed, or the 1-inch webbing strap, which I did not opt for because I'm not a big fan of that. I would rather go either with the Fanny Pack or with no hip belt at all. But I also got this one because I wanted to show you guys the options that are available. And for me, this really does give a little bit more room to take the weight of the backpack up and get out for a nice trip. You can see this thing carries really, really nicely on there. I've got it packed with a bunch of stuff right now, and it rides really, really well. Extremely comfortable backpack, and the craftsmanship has been great. I have had no problems with it, no issues at all. So very happy with that. The only thing that Chris pointed out, not Chris, so Rain Man Chris, not Chris from Lite AF, but Rain Man pointed out as he was walking behind me, he noticed that one of the pockets, the skulls are upside down. So one of them, the right side up, the other one, they're upside down. It's not a huge issue, but it's something that he pointed out. He said it was kind of annoying walking behind me, seeing the one side upside down. So let's take a look at these side pockets that are on here in a little bit more depth. Okay, so I've got the pack here, and you can see on this side, the skulls are right side up, and on this side, the skull is upside down. Not a huge deal. So this side, I usually carry my water filtration and an extra water bottle, because I'll carry one on my shoulder strap. On this side, I always carry my cook kit. So this is my 550, my Toaks 550 with a, it's got fuel, it's got other stuff in here. If I'm gonna go out for longer than a weekend, I'll carry a bigger fuel bottle, but it will slide right on down inside. So here we go. I've got this loosened up, 550, slides in, no problem. I mean, I could probably set a second 550 on top of that and still be secure. Because of the strap that's on here, or the cinch cord, lock it down. It is elastic, it's shock cord, and it's got the barrel lock on there. So right now, even if I was to take this thing upside down, shake, 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 nothing's coming out of there. It secures it very nicely. I have no worries of any of my stuff that's gonna be in there falling out. Likewise, this, with it rolled up at the top, creates a nice seal. If you've got the pack packed and you're sliding stuff in there, you can just keep sliding things in there and they're not gonna come out. And you can really, I mean, you can look, I can stretch this thing out really well, so you can put a lot in there. Like I said, Lite AF offers other things like this larger stuff sack that I use for storing my clothes when I go out. And then if I'm gonna take my Toaks 700, I've got a bag for that as well. So I've got one for the 700, I've got one for the 550, and so it all works out really well. Very, very high quality stuff that we've got here, but this is my backpack for 2019. So far, every trip I've gotten it out on, it has performed flawlessly, and I look forward to getting out and really putting it to the test a whole lot more. It's a little bit dirty, but that's what happens when you get out there and actually use your stuff. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is a great backpack. If you guys are in the market for one, I implore you to go check out Lite AF. That's liteaf.com. They work very closely with Dutchware Gear, so if you want any custom fabric, they've done a lot of really cool custom packs in different designs. Anything you can get the custom printed fabric from Dutchware Gear in, they can do it in. And so far, like I said, no issues whatsoever. So get out there, get on the trail, and if you need a new backpack, check these guys out. I'll see you guys down the trail.